Hey guys, it's your boy G and welcome to Essential G. And today I'm going to talk about another one of those vehicles I had that I was glad when she was gone. I'm going to talk to you about the Millennium Falcon. That's right. For $500, I bought a car that was probably worth $100, but it was supposedly in running order, and I can't really argue that. I guess it did run, so to speak, and it was like a 68. No, that's not even true. It was a 70s model Camaro in brown and rust. Still had a tape cassette in it. The radio worked. I don't believe the cassettes worked. And I called it the Millennium Falcon. Now I was just starting to have enough money that I felt like I could drive myself to college. It was my senior year. I was having to do a lot of extra running around because I was working 2 part-time jobs while going to school full-time. Now, I was driving as a taxi driver, so I didn't really need a car for that because my buddy would pick me up, and then I would get dropped off. I was making money driving. I felt like I deserved to be able to drive, too, you know, on my free time. But I really couldn't afford much of anything, and I found a woman that was in my cab that was like, I got a piece of junk I'll sell you at like $500. So I did it, pulled the trigger. I mean, it was one of those things where I couldn't pass inspection with it, so I had to like find a friend who knew somebody that for $50 would give me an inspection sticker, which actually, if I remember right, he charged me $100, but there was just no way it would have passed, so that was the only way I could get it passed. And I get this thing passed, and I'm driving back and forth basically to school with it. And I would park in the parking lot that was furthest away from the campus and walk from there. And I would always park next to this kid that basically like lived out of his car. In his car, you could always see like all his clothing like up, you know, like up to the ceiling in the back. So I felt like maybe like he'll garner as much attention as I will, and people will think, hey, does he need help, and forget that the Millennium Falcon's parked next to him. But at least I could drive. Now this thing was so weak that it wasn't truly like the Falcon, right? Because the Falcon's engine, you know, every once in a while, if Chewy punches it, might put you into warp drive. This thing had no warp drive. It would actually struggle to go up small hills on my way to school, and you could see what the terrain is like here. Like, there aren't really big hills in South Jersey. And this was one of those things where I'm at a red light down this road that you can only do 25. There's this Mercedes-Benz I could see in my rearview mirror coming, and I'm like trying to make a left turn, but there's too much traffic. It's at this golf course across the street, and I'm noticing that this Mercedes is coming a little too hard, and I'm trying to get out, and these cars aren't letting me out, and sure enough, this guy just smacks right into me. He gets out, he's got this Italian accent, he's frightened, he's shaking, he can't believe, you know, that he hit me. He's apologizing profusely, and he's never hit anyone in his life. He can't believe he did. You could tell it was like one of these situations, like he was really old, and he's been told not to drive anymore, and he's doing it anyway, and this is what happens. And he probably legitimately didn't mean to do it, and he probably legitimately, you know, really never had gotten in an accident before. And luckily for him, he was hitting a piece of garbage, and he's driving this big, huge Mercedes that could take the damage. So he hits me from behind, gives me a little bit of whiplash. call the cops to come out and handle it. They come out and handle it, and now I'm late, and I'm like, I keep trying to tell them, like, I gotta get to school, I have a final to take. They're like, what about medical attention? I'm like, I can't stop for that. I'm gonna miss a final. I'm going to fail a class I've worked for months to pass. Like, you need to just give me my information back and let's go. And so I go to school, and I honestly, I felt fine, but it was probably a mistake to not get medical attention, because later on I did have a nice headache for about two days and a little bit of whiplash, and right now I'm suffering from a bulged disc in my neck, so that could have been the reasoning why. But at the time, I just needed to get to school. Now, this is the thing. I did not care that the old man hit me as long as he was safe and I was safe. He hit a $500 rusty, crusty, dusty Millennium Falcon. I got a newer Nissan that they gave me, that like the insurance guy came out and he was like really cool, and he like marked it up as much as he could, which I didn't think I would see that happen. I mean, he was just trying to be nice because he could see, like, what am I going to get? Like, if he gives me $300 that the car's worth, what am I going to do? I'm going to not have a car anymore. So he winds up writing this thing up for, like, you know, saying it's worth like $2,200 or something, and I wind up in a much better car. So, like, I didn't care. The old man was fine. I was fine. I took my final and passed with a great grade, and I got a better car. So I was glad when Lando took the Millennium Falcon back. And then doesn't Ray wind up with it or something? I think Ray winds up with it. Yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Here's your boy, Mr. G. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.